It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleashed and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane and you won't be food for my luncheon. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stressful day by learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the arc that's on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be. So those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south. Till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out. And educate on the backside. Folk that I act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my brother. So hey, if you dealing with vices, then you and it's cutting you up like against you. Put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. What you got in that bag? Quiet water.
What is going on, everybody, man? Welcome to the Nashville Caveman podcast show. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleashed, ready to get this show started, y'all. But y'all know I'm here with a really good friend of mine that's like a brother. So, with all due respect, I'm going to go ahead and roll out the carpet, and the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mr. Damo. Everybody, it's Tuesday, right? The best day of the week because of the Nashville Caveman podcast, y'all. So don't forget, y'all, later on tonight, D-Bling Radio Show. We have a new radio show. I know I've been promising. It's called Elite One Radio Show. That's on Thursday nights. Elite One Radio Show. That is on Thursday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. But as of tonight, the D-Bling Radio Show, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is brought to you by Redneck Championship Wrestling this Saturday, October 11th. Sky Black, JDV. We will be in Illinois. So everybody's Sims, Albion, Enfield, Crossville, Carmine, all those places, Wayne City. Come out to Redneck Championship Wrestling to see Sky Black and JDV up there. Don't forget, when we play your music on offtopradio.com, we also stream it on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. If you are an artist and you need radio play, please send me the music as an MP3 at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. And Mr. Damo, we're getting close to the Soul German Awards, are we not?
Yes. We are almost at the end of the year, man. It's hard to believe that this is October already.
Man, time is really moving.
Oh, my God, dude. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm telling you, the older you get, the faster time flies, man. I know young people have a hard time understanding that. You know what I'm saying? But every decade, that time, it gets faster and faster.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of time going fast, I want to wish a happy early birthday to Miranda G, man, who reached out to me. Let me know her birthday is Thursday. So,
congratulations.
Happy early birthday, Miranda G. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, man. I hope you know, and glad that you're around to see another one, man. That's always a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Also, I just know this coming Wednesday, and I think I'm going to do this every Wednesday and Saturday. At 9, 10 o'clock, I'm going to go ahead and broadcast an exercise show. So I'm just going to have my own cardio show. I got enough equipment here and enough to work from home. I actually like working at home better than the gym because I'm gonna tell you the benefits. I can play the music as loud as I want.
True.
I can make as many, you know what I'm saying, grunt noises and whatnot as I want.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't got to worry about nobody telling me to tone it down or nothing. I'm in the comfort of my home. So, and then, you know, I was like, you know what, Sky? I want to motivate other men to get out and work out too. And plus, it'd be motivation for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, usually, you know, it'd be hard to make up an excuse, you know, why I won't be able to do it if I have a show. Right. So I was like, you know what? I'm looking for shows. That's going to be a new show that I'm going to add.
Absolutely.
Also looking for, if any of you guys out there got any family members, or if you are a cook, we're looking for a cook, somebody that wants to start their own cooking show, but it has to be healthy food. We want to promote healthy foods. So if anybody want to have their own, and you don't have to have anything. You could be in any city, any country. All the requirement is that you, first of all, have access to the internet. And second, you speak English. At least speak English. Now, I would prefer somebody that's bilingual, that speaks Spanish and English, or English in another language. But, you know what I'm saying? If you got internet access and you like to cook healthy foods and you want your own cooking show, reach out to me. I am looking for somebody to be able to help them start their own show.
Cool.
No doubt. So, y'all, we got a lot on deck to talk about today. Me and Sky were kind of jumping back and forth into this. So here was on deck today. It's going to be buckle y'all seatbelts. So we're going to talk about this Memphis rapper who did this interview, and this brother got 31 kids, 3 on the way, and 22 baby mamas. He is populating the earth. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Aisha Curry doing another interview that she shouldn't have did, saying some more stuff that she shouldn't have said. You know what I'm saying? And after watching the interview, Sky, you know, I'm leaning more and more to what you were talking about. How I'm starting to believe that every couple years, there needs to be counseling and there needs to be a renewal of the marriage license. They need to revisit family law ASAP. Sure. ASAP, man. They need to revise it because, man, now, the way things are now, it ain't looking good. Especially after what I heard from that interview. So we're going to talk about that. The government shutdown. They are in day 7. And, man, it has been crazy watching the news about that. And liberals are mad because, man, Trump has been trolling heavy. We're going to show y'all this meme that he did. Man, this dude is off the hook. I don't think we ever going to see another president like this in our lifetime ever again or any other lifetime. We also going to talk about, man, this kindergarten teacher who is under fire for singing a happy birthday song. You know, and have you ever watched Madagascar?
Yes.
The one with the birthday song, the glorious song, the zebra. Well, the teacher sung that to this boy. And they made it into a racial thing, so now she's under fire. So we're going to talk about that. And it's a lot more, so let's go ahead and jump into some music. And then, man, we're going to jump into these topics, man. Right. So thank y'all. If y'all can do us a favor right now, if y'all tuned in, my people on Bigo, my people on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, if y'all can share the live, man. Sharing the live and just y'all just being here with us helps us a great deal. We appreciate y'all being here. But if y'all can share the live, we would really, really appreciate it. And it would really, really help us out. So thank y'all, and we'll be right back after these messages, all right?
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Pick up the phone, man, pick up. So.
Hello?
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
What up, Sway?
Look. Please excuse me. I'm cruising. I'm doing about $1, $2, $3 in the hoopty. I'm bleeding profusely. I'm on my way to see you, big bro. I'ma need my 44 and my Uzi. I'm trying to stay focused when using the mirrors, but I'm kinda woozy. Maybe my mood stinks. Maybe my mood swings, or maybe I'm just not a perfect person. Or maybe I'm the worst when I'm hurting and lightweight slurping bourbon. Might be why I'm gerbing and swerving and swerving. I'm sure this is not suburban. God, and I'm slurring my words again. My bad, I got a urge for cursing when I'm apparently worried the turns will learn again. You know the cherries and berry nerds in them, working the currents and lurking in. Oh yeah, let me get back to the subject of this bastard and why I have to be holding my ribs and kidneys after.
Why you say that?
Cause simply this heathen is no longer breathing. His lungs are empty. Guess he thought he could get me.
That's deep.
You know how these kids be nowadays. I'm no dry snitch, so I'ma say he had it coming to him. Shank was running through him. His homies was running to him. Sweat was running, fuming, and puffing, moving. I must have stopped myself before I shoved it to him. Contemplating self-defense in case I end up in front of a judge and jury. I stuff my jury in a peasant's pants. I'm innocent, no incriminating evidence. Smart thinking, right? Despite the adrenaline kicking in, kinda like the feeling when you feeling grim and all you got is a set of Minifin. Oh, so I improvise. I wish I could simplify what's in my mind. Hey, they say I must be psychotic in disguise, like it's a private enterprise, like I'm a chairman with stocks and shares and shit. Scary, ridiculous, man. Big bro, is you still listening? Oh, I just get a fix, ain't that a bitch? How did I even get in this? How can I pin this on a hating cousin or a fake sibling? Whatever, man. I'm just trying to be clever, man. Anything.
Look, see, it's like this. When I'm on my throne, I'm hustling out here, getting this money on my own. And I'm building it case by case, and I'm building it brick by brick. See, baby, don't play with my shit right now. When I'm on my throne, hustling out here, getting this money on my own. And I'm building it case by case, and I'm building it brick by brick. See, baby, don't play with my shit right now. Don't play with my shit. Don't play with my shit right now.
All right, y'all, we back, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you are watching right now, we about to get into some crazy stories. So, if y'all could do us a favor, hit that share button, man. Comment, man. Leave some comments. We like interacting with y'all during the show. It's harder to interact with my people on Bigo. You know what I'm saying? Because the names and everything flashes very fast. But on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, if y'all want to go ahead and chime in, we love to have dialect with y'all. So let's go ahead and get to this, man. I think with this first one, man, I'm going to start with this rapper in Memphis, man, because I just thought this was the craziest. Well, no, that wasn't the craziest story of the week. That wasn't. Let's go ahead with this mother, man. Before I do, let me cut this music because I want to make sure we hear this. Y'all gotta hear this shit. I gotta make sure y'all hear this loud and clear because I had to share with Sky. Like, ain't no way. I would have had a nervous breakdown if this was me. Ain't no way. I would have flat out, man, I would have had a nervous breakdown. I don't even know how people can do this.
I gave that baby up for adoption. 25 years later, I ended up dating that baby, not knowing he was my son. Fast forward, when I confronted him about it, when I told him about it, he told me he'd been knew. He knew that I was his mother.
So,
And then they
for y'all that didn't catch that, basically what happened is she was 15. You know, she had a baby when she was very young. And of course, a 15-year-old can't care for a baby because they in school. They're not old enough to really get at least a good enough job to even be able to take care of a child. So, of course, they took the baby right away and was going to put it up for adoption, right? So she never got to see the baby. 25 years later, she's going through her life, living her life, come across this man, 25 years old, and she dated this dude. Well, she started doing research on the boy and come to find out the dude is actually her son. So she goes and confronts him about their situation, and the son was like, yeah, I already knew.
What type of sick inbred stuff is that? Then they wonder why people make fun. I don't know if they're from the South or not, but then they wonder why people make fun of folks like that. But on top of that, like me and you discussed before we started the show, one, what was her life like to the point where she wasn't raped? So the point where she felt comfortable having sex at 15, was her hormones just jumping like that? Two, why wasn't she having protected sex at 15? And then three, I know in some adopted cases when you give up the child, you can no longer contact them. They can't find you. You know, everything is just hidden and secure. So how did the boy find the mama? Okay, and then you keep the storyline going. Once you found your mama, you didn't even tell her. You started dating her because they said they were together for 5 years. Is that what she said? They were dating for 5 years.
Man, she didn't say how long. She just said
okay. And then you meet this woman, you know she's your mama, and in your mind mentally, you are sexually attracted to your mama. The place that you came out of, you are now penetrating, right? How many people can say that? And that's not something to brag about. That's on some sick stuff. That's just sick. And then you tell the mama, now here's the part, Damo, that I want you to answer. Once he told the mama, I know, do you think they stop? Or they like, well, forget it. We've been doing it. Let's keep doing it.
Man, first and foremost, people need to keep certain things off the internet. They need to keep certain things off the internet. Why do the internet not even know about this stuff? I would be embarrassed. First and foremost, I'd be sick. First and foremost, they had to put me on medicine. I mean, this dude gave a whole new meaning to the word motherfucker. I mean, if motherfucker was in a dictionary, he would be the photo like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, that's diabolical. And she did she was on TikTok telling, and everybody go to TikTok. That's the first place you gonna tell it. But then, people was in her comments. So then she came back and was like, well, no, we didn't sleep together. Bullshit. You was getting cracked at the age of 15. That cat been wide open. That cat been out the litter box a long time ago. You talk about he cracked that. But you ain't gonna admit it. You ain't gonna admit that you laid down with your son. But come on, man. If you having sex at 15, you having sex in you was not waiting long. Right. No, I'm sorry, man. You ain't waiting long. That's true.
And even if we play devil's advocate,
you gotta lie to yourself.
Yeah. And even if we play devil's advocate, Damo, let's say she's telling the truth. Let's play devil's advocate and say she's telling the truth. You couldn't look at that boy and tell there was some similar features on him. Because even if you gave him up for adoption and the daddy wasn't in the life, he still has a little bit of the mama's features. You couldn't look at that boy and be like, something ain't right.
No, because I done seen some kids where the mama cute and the kid badass ugly. I ain't gonna lie. That came out of you. Man, let me what the daddy look like. Right. I'm sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? They may say that about my kids.
And you know what, Damo? How you always bring up the dad? Do you think the dad watched that TikTok? Because the dad wasn't in the life for 25 years neither. So do you think, did the dad even know she was pregnant? Because at 15, she probably didn't tell nobody, had this baby, sent it off. So now the man or the daddy or the father, is this how he found out that he had a son, that his son that came back and slept with the mama? Like, think about what the daddy's going through.
Man, I'm appalled, man, because I don't know if I could have
Me
told
neither.
that.
Oh, no.
I don't think that would have been like this baby treated us. You know what I'm saying? From here on out, they kissed. They kissed at
At least laid in the bed, watch movies, Netflix and chill. You know they at least did that. If there was no penetration, we know they at least dated, right? Hey, think about the date. Think about the date when they're on the date and he asked her about her life and she was like, yeah, I had a baby, I gave it up, knowing that it's him that she's talking about, and he ain't said a word. She's telling her deepest, darkest secrets to the boy that she gave up, and he ain't. That makes me wonder what happened with him. Whoever adopted him, wherever he went, what happened with him? Because this sounds like some revenge type stuff.
Man, imagine he in bed with his mama, and she be like, ooh, daddy, but really, she the mama. That's diabolical, man.
That is.
Harder daddy Harry. Come here, little mama. And it really is mama. Damn,
be careful what you call people. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, what about
This is why I don't like them games, man. I don't like them games of calling, mama and come here, daddy, big daddy, and all that. Nah, man.
But what about everybody else in the family?
You got it, daddy.
Damo, what about everybody else in the family? She never said if she had any more kids, so that boy could have siblings. What about his grandparents on his daddy's side, grandparents on his mama's side? She should have kept that a secret. That is somebody seeking attention. That's what that is. That's all that is. You should have kept that a secret.
Ooh, boy, that's it, man. And I'm telling y'all, man, I know he cracked that. I know
if I had to bet, yeah.
I know. Because I'm sorry, man, and I know a lot of ladies going to get mad at me and saying this. I know there's a lot of dudes that don't have no penis control. I know. You know what I'm saying? But I think y'all just as bad. I don't think y'all got no pussy control. I don't think y'all got control over y'all vaginas. I think, man, the moment that y'all date a dude, it probably less than 2 months that he cracked. Some way less than that. Some within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't, it's because y'all not around each other.
Voodoo? Thank you for joining us.
Some of y'all that do in Sky, I'm going to prove it. During this show, I'm going to prove that there's a lot of chicks, man, that I know he slept with his mom. I know he did. And this next story is going to kind of prove my point. So, without further ado, we're going down to Memphis. We flying down to Memphis. It's never done over to Memphis, is it? So this right.
I want to give a shout out to Voodoo. Thank you for commenting and watching the show, Voodoo. Go ahead, Damo.
Man, appreciate you for being here. Thank you all for being here. So there's a rapper in Memphis that, man, this brother he had 31 kids with 3 on the way. Count them, 22 baby mamas.
It cool. I went and got 3 more hoes pregnant.
22 of them, y'all.
Wait.
Yeah.
You said that Mother's Day. That was 4 months ago.
Yeah, I got 3 babies on the way.
You got 3 babies on the way right now?
Yeah.
All right, what's the count right now? Because I think last time there was some debate whether it was like 23 or 25.
Yeah, like 31.
31.
31.
Bro, you was here last year.
Yeah.
You had another 5, 6 in the last year?
Yeah, I bust fast.
And I went back and I watched our first interview. It was in 2019. You was at 10.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's see, that's 20 kids you've had since then in 6 years. Good 3 a year. And you got 3 on the way. Bro, you populating the earth right now.
Type shit.
You ain't never gonna stop, huh?
I caught some little Chinese shit last night, didn't I be? I caught some Chinese shit last night. I had a little ching-chong around this motherfucker there, right? Shout out to her, you was right, shouted.
Man, that's diabolical. So this rapper named Nate Fizzle. He got 31 kids. He got 3 on the way. 22 baby mamas.
He thinks that's cute. Ain't nothing cute about that. Even if you could support all those kids financially, ain't nothing cute about that. Because now you in a situation to where, depending on what all 22 of these people are, it piggybacks off what we just talked about. You're going to have kids sleeping with kids and cousins sleeping with cousins because all 22 of those baby mamas are not in one house. They're spread it all over the place. And these kids are not going to go to family reunions. They're going to grow up, and somewhere in your legacy or your family timeline, you're going to have incest because you have so many kids out here having so many more kids. And that's why I say that's not cute at all whatsoever. And you're going to have these siblings who will never know each other, never see each other. And then how in the hell, even if you have money, do you emotionally and physically support 22 kids? Sorry, 34 with 22 baby mamas. And how the hell you paying all this child support? Yeah, I know we do. Damn.
You know the crazy part? This brother, he got another 30 to 40 to go. Because he ain't been an adult long or in the age range of being able to have kids long. This dude got a long. Remember, we can have kids if we take care of ourselves up until 70, 80 years old. And this brother,
how old is he now?
He got another 50 years to go.
How old is Jay Fizzle now?
Man, I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on. Let me go look it up. While we here, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, they probably have voodoo on public aid. I mean, that's just crazy, man. I mean, 22. And let's talk about the women. Maybe the first 2 or 3 I might feel bad for. But after 5 to 22, you're crazy. You should know how many kids, especially if you baby mom number 22, you don't know how many kids this man has had and how much unprotected sex this man has had. Like, my God.
That's the part that I wanted to touch on, Sky. That's what I wanted to touch on because, and this was my point. Not only are these women, they don't have no standard for laying down with the dudes, right? But these dudes, they cracking them with no protection. No protection, man. I'm trying to, let me Google. I'm on Google right now, and I'm trying to search his age.
Well, while you doing that, let's do some math. 34 kids, 22 baby mamas. That means some of those baby mamas have multiple kids. Which, did they have the multiple kids in the same time? Or did they have one child, he slept with another 2, came back around and had a more with him? Like, I don't know what the women are thinking in this situation.
He's 31.
31 with 34 kids.
That means he's had a kid for every year plus some that he's been born. So if he was to keep at this rate and he lived to 80, he's going to have about 80 kids out there.
Okay, but let's be realistic. What age do men start having sex? 16?
No, earlier than that.
So let's say his first child is 16. That's crazy. So from 16 to 31, you have been doing nothing in your life but populating the earth. Like, that's crazy.
Ooh. So you're right, Sky, because if he started at 16, that means every year he had 2 kids. Every year, from the time he started up until the age he had now, this brother done had 2 kids.
A year. That's crazy. And nobody has done any research. Baby mama number 20, 21, 22. Nobody has done any research. Nobody knows what he's been doing. But you're going to bring a child into this world number 22 that will never see any child support because hell, child support only stretches so far. Will never know all of his or her siblings. And that, again, that's the scary part because depending on where they live in the state or different states, those kids will grow up and end up meeting each other, not knowing that they're brothers and sisters. And even if that generation skips, I guarantee you his grandkids, somewhere in there, they're going to interact without knowing each other. That's the scary part about having so many children. And you're not like an Amish person and y'all have this big, huge land when you spread it out all over the place.
this is why I don't like when people be talking about black people oppressed. This is why I don't like them conversations. Because I feel like, no, some people are, they're their own worst enemy. Like, they're their own worst enemy. This dude has done more damage than think about the damage he's doing. Because he can't be around for all them kids.
No.
34 kids. And then he damaged the women too. Because I'm sorry, man, it shouldn't be held against women, but it's just going to be. The majority of dudes don't want, especially if they don't have kids, they don't want somebody else that got kids. They don't. And even if they got kids, that's still an issue. Because when you talk about somebody, a woman that got girls, that's a whole nother issue. You know what I'm saying? The boys, that's an issue. The girls is a whole nother issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, man, he ruined this dude, cats like this ruin the community. I'm sorry, man. Ain't no racism I done seen around that has ruined the community more than cats like this.
Right. And if you think about it again, we're just talking about his biological siblings, right? So when he's with baby mama 18, 19, 20, how do we know baby mama 1, 2, and 3 ain't had kids by somebody else? So even if the biological siblings don't interact with each other, they can interact with their stepbrothers and stepsisters and not even know. That's such an issue to have. Him having
that's
sex
why I always say, Sky,
Huh?
That's why I always say that after every other generation need to remove and relocate. I don't think you need to be in the same place generation after generation, because this is what you'll have. You'll have, man, kids sleeping with siblings and family members they didn't know was a family member.
Had no clue.
And once you go through that, ain't nothing you can do. You can't take it back.
Right.
Whether you knew or you didn't know, you can't backtrack. You slept with a family member. You can't go back.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine a scenario where you done fell in love with somebody and you bring them home to your family like, that is your brother, that is your sister, and you about to marry this person?
Man.
Could you imagine that? And your mama and daddy like, yo, that is your brother or sister, or that's your stepbrother and stepsister, but you had no clue.
Man, and you know who suffered? Man, he's absolutely right. I want to post this comment because he's absolutely right. You know who suffers in it all? The children. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The children are the ones that suffer. You know?
Right.
Man.
And nobody thinks about that either way, J-Mo, because people are saying folks that have abortions are selfless and murderers. Well, people who have kids that they can't take care of are selfless and murderers, because either way it goes, you're hurting the child. You bringing all these kids in that you can't take care of, and what do you do with them? You just let them just roam the earth because you couldn't take care of them, right? So either way it goes, having kids and having kids is a selfless act. So when two people get together, why don't people make sure that they are ready for this? 22 kids, billionaires in this world don't even have 22 kids.
No, 34 kids. You short.
I'm sorry, 34 and 22 baby mamas. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they can afford it. They can afford 22 baby mamas. But they don't even have 22 baby mamas.
Man. They should have sterilized him after the 4th kid. After the 4th kid. When it's proven that he didn't have 4 kids with 4 different women, they should have sterilized him. I don't know why, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who's paying for it? The kids and then all of us. All of us. Because our tax dollars, they get funding to take care of them, whether it be housing, food, medical, whatever. So we all suffer from it.
Right. And then how many of his children you think gonna go into the streets and go into crime? Because they're tired of being broke. They're tired of being in poverty. They're tired of seeing their siblings suffer. That's why a lot of people get in the streets. When you're the older brother or the older sister, and you tired of seeing your mama struggle and your siblings struggles, that's when you go into the streets, and that's death or jail. And that's why I said you're murdering the child even when you bring them into the life when you can't take care of them. Because when they get 13, 14, and they tired of struggling, go into a life of crime. So that's what I'm saying. He's not thinking about this stuff with all these kids these baby mamas.
But you know what, Stein? Most of these folks never think about the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, man, that's what it is.
How to deal with life. Where's my
They
daddy?
don't be down for the kids like they said. They be like, man, my kid, I'll do anything for my kid. Well, the first thing, the most important thing that you can do for your kid is choose the person you're going to have them with.
There you go. Absolutely. I agree 100%.
That's the most major thing.
That's what I said, Faith. He thinks it's cute. Ain't nothing cute about that. Nothing cute about that at all. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. And just like I don't know if you saw the video before, Faith, about the woman sleeping with her son. That ain't nothing cute neither. Why are they coming on? See, people hate on us because we choose these videos and we just talk about them. If they didn't put these videos up, Damo couldn't find them. So these people think that stuff is cute. We just talking about it. That's it.
Hey, and man.
Shouts out, Naj. I hear you, Naj.
Man, speaking of, man, I want to take time to shout out Naj. Because Naj, man, I'm going to tell you, man, Naj be sending me some very interesting, crazy topics, man. So, absolutely, I appreciate you and thank you, man. I got to start sharing some of this stuff that he sent. It's the wildest stuff. I'm telling y'all, since I've started podcasting, the things and the stories I come across, it's bizarre, man. Me and Sky was asking me before the show, he was like, Damo, have you ever came across something where it's just like, nah, that's too far out there that we can't talk about? And I was like, yeah, all the time, man, all the time. I get some stuff, I'm like, nah, that's a little too far out there. I can talk about that.
And then look, whether we can talk about it or not, some things might not even be believable. Some things you think people are just making this stuff up. But these last two subjects, I don't think they're made up because I do believe there have been siblings and parents and stuff that have slept with family members and didn't know. It's just her child in the first story, he knew. So my thing is, was this a revenge tactic? Like what happened to you these 25 years that you was gone? Whatever. This story here, he's sitting there like it's cute. Like he's not done. You say he was 31. So when he turns 62, he's going, man, come on.
Man, they can't advance science fast enough. They need to have blood kits that before you lay down with a person, you can do a DNA test to make sure y'all not related. But we coming down to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming to that now. Because there's some people out here having so many damn kids. They got so many damn kids that you know, the siblings can't keep up with each other.
Absolutely
The
not.
cousins can't keep up with each other.
And that's crazy because me and you have done a topic about men getting a mandatory DNA test to see if the child is theirs. Now, you're right. We might be in a subject where now you have to have a second DNA test to make sure that you ain't related to that person. I mean, a lot of y'all go to, I forgot what it's called, where you can see your ancestry.com, right? Why don't you find out if the person laying next to you is an ancestor? You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about something?
Man, my poor little man, I swear, man.
Yeah, me too.
You talking about shriveling up quick. Whoa, man. The thought of that, man.
Yeah.
Hell no. That's diabolical.
Yeah, still, it's test get a DNA test.
Could you imagine having to tell everybody that your mama or your sister gave you an STD?
Man, think about that. Again, that's some stuff you need to take to the grave. That's some stuff you need to take to the grave. Like my cousin gave me an STD.
And they get on the internet and talk, man.
I found out my friend got 22 brothers and sisters. That's real talk. And that's real talk. And that's crazy.
22? Yeah. Damn, they made an offense and a defense.
Absolutely. But you know what, Naj? If they're in the same small community, then you can say, hey, this is this is that, this is that. But like this man, I just believe they're spread it out. Maybe different states, different cities.
Yeah, he going city to city.
And so when they all run into each other at a concert, at church, get a job at Google or Microsoft together, and never know that they have the same daddy, that's the scary part.
Oh my God, man. Man, it's man.
You can't tell because the new generation, these kids are having sex 14, 15, 16, and they're hiding it from their parents. So, even if their parents knew, you can't tell your daughter or son that you sleeping with your sister or stepsister if you don't even know they're having sex.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so,
speaking of crazy,
and so let me ask everybody who's listening and watching, and you can answer this, Damo. What's going to happen with baby mama 23? Do you think she's going to be like, this is a good thing or this is a bad thing?
She ain't gonna care.
Yeah, she ain't gonna care.
Baby mama 23?
Yeah, drug addiction, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think about that. There will be a baby mama 23, and I'd just be like, you're crazy.
It could be a baby mama 30. He ain't stopping.
Baby mama 30.
Hell, only thing gonna stop him is health, bad health. That brother ain't stopping.
No. Unless it falls off, he ain't stopping. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, he ain't stopping. Speaking of ain't stopping, man, I wish Aisha Curry would stop. I wish she would stop doing these podcasts, man. You know what I'm saying? But can she just, Savannah James, can you go have a sit down with this woman and just convince her to please shut the F up? Because, man, I'm just sick of just seeing her and listening to her. Without further ado,
I just never thought that he would like someone like me. I just didn't think it was going to be a thing. I thought we would be friends. Yeah.
Did you ever have anything in high school at all, or it was legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like, you never saw him as something, but I'm like, when you look back, is there any memory that you're like, maybe there was something or
no? Never. I in the beginning hated it so much. I like did not sign up for that. I also always thought like I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was going to be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know.
All right.
I saw somebody who said that what she was missing was her whole phase, right? That, you know, a lot of girls need to go through their whole phase and then settle down. So that way you got it all out your system. It's good, blah, blah, blah. But if you do that, because they don't mean you had a conversation. If you do that, like you said, your past does matter. So there's pros and cons of your whole phase. Yes, you gotten it all out your system. You slept with everybody, and then you ready to settle down. But that good dude that you want, he's gonna judge you on your past. So there's pros and cons in that. There's pros and cons in not having a whole phase, right? You 18, 19, out of high school, you marry a good guy, have kids. That's a good thing. But you didn't get a chance to go out into this world and experience anything neither. So I don't see the good and the bad in it. The only thing I'm just trying to understand is that she was not ready for this position. It's like having a preacher. Y'all preachers out there, you really have to choose your wife, because every woman is not a preacher's wife. They can't take that position. And every woman can't be a mega superstar wife, because that's not what she wanted. You can tell she's shy, an introvert. She's not used to that attention and all this stuff and the money and the fame. So I think that's what she's lashing out on, because like she said, she thought he was going to just be a high school coach that was going to live a normal 9 to 5 and maybe live just the average Joe life. But then she got swum with, oh, he's Steph Curry. He's a mega superstar. He's a world NBA champion. Maybe that's just what she wasn't ready for.
Man, you know what? To me, Sky, this is proof that you can do everything and it still not be enough.
It still not be enough. Mm-hmm.
She got Steph Curry. You know how many women are probably after Steph Curry? I'm talking about probably some of the baddest women on the planet. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, man, you don't hear Steph Curry out here. You ain't heard any rumors about him messing with any girls out here.
Nope.
Cheating, right?
Nope.
This dude is, he is the upper echelon of what they consider top tier men. even though he's an athlete, right? Well respected. And it's still not enough. This is why I think they need to revisit family law. And watching this interview, it made me think about something. And I know I'm about to set some people up when I say this, but I think if you file for divorce, right, because you're unhappy, the other person automatically gets everything. Custody of the kids, everything. If you want to get divorced and you want to break the contract, you should be able to do so, but you shouldn't be able to take nothing but yourself and the job that you got. No, I don't think they should make you pay child support or spousal support. No, you just leave and you take nothing with you. Unless, guy, it's like some kind of abuse going on. If it's some kind of abuse or the other person's life in danger, meaning you done caught your partner serial cheating to the point where your health could be at risk, then yes. But if you want to leave because you're unhappy, I think that all of the collateral need to go to the other person. Right. You should then walk away because she's going to leave Steph. That's coming. Because the mama and daddy already divorced, right? And
so Steph's mom and daddy? Yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
They already divorced, and it was out in the public. And this is going to be a divorce also, right? Guaranteed. I promise you. I'm willing to put a Vegas bet on. But the sad part is, because she wants to get her back blown out really bad. I mean, she want to get her back blown out. She want to get her head ran through, you know what I'm saying, that wall, and she want her head to be handprints in the wall. She want her head to get stuck between one of them metal bed rails the way Gina's did. She clamoring for that. She want dudes to lust after her the way the women lust after stuff. She's competing with her husband. So the bad part about this guy is that when she leaves, and she gonna be the one that want to go, she gets to take half of everything that he worked really hard for, all because he laid down with her and had 3 to 4 kids with her. And that's unfortunate.
And some of that I'm gonna blame on him because he should have had a prenup with a boring clause in it, right? There should be a clause in every man's prenup that says boring, which means if your wife gets bored, you ain't cheated, you ain't beat her, you've taken care of it, you are a good man, but she is just bored. You can walk away, and like Damo said, you don't take nothing of ours, you don't take nothing of mine that I've done, or nothing that we've done together, because you have really no reason to leave this union because you're bored and you have a separate life you want to live. Please go live it. But in that prenup clause, the boring clause should say what Damo just said. Because you know what's worse than what's going on? You know what's worse than divorce? And of course people gonna be mad at me. It's being caged. Have you ever seen an animal cage? That is the worst thing you can do is put your dog in a kennel, your cat. They hate being caged. So if a woman feels like she's caged in a marriage, that's worse than divorce. Because those women are the ones you see on TV where they didn't kill their husband, poisoned them, beat them in the head, shot them because they had no way else out of the marriage. Don't let your marriage get to that point. I know they say death or divorce. Don't let your marriage get to that point. If you are bored and you are ready to leave, please go. But just know you're not going to take everything that we work hard for from these kids because you want to go and live a different life.
You know what, Sky? You know what to add to that? You know what to add to that, Sky? I think men need to. This is where this takes me back to something I said a long time ago. Find you a woman that prioritizes your legacy over her happiness. Listen to that interview, you can tell that her happiness is more important than her children and her husband. That's why you find you a woman that prioritizes your legacy and what y'all trying to build over happiness. When you start having this feminist talk, you are a fool if you get with a woman that have these feminist ideas. If you start hearing them come out, walk away. And if they come out before you get married to her, walk away. There are billions of women on this earth. Walk away. Find you another one. If they start having these feminist ideas and talk about body autonomy and my happiness and all that, walk
away. And again, a lot of this stuff I still blame on Steph because he knew kind of where his trajectory was going. Where is your CPA? Where is your lawyers? Where, like the Shannon Show, where these people are saying, we don't care that you're in love and you having children, but you still need to protect what you worked hard for, right? Because I might be saying this wrong and somebody's fact check me, but there's a thing called palimony, which women can sue you if you promise them a certain life and marriage and you get close to the wedding date and you leave, you can get sued for that. So even like you said, even if they come up with this feminist talk like right before they walk down the aisle, they could sue this rich man for that. And it's like, well, damn, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But folks who have money or assets, you need to be surrounded by people on the outside. Because you on the inside thinking about, oh, I love her, honeymoon, blah, blah, blah. You need to be on the outside saying good. But this is what you need to do on the outside just in case that love runs out.
Man, and people got to be careful because love makes you dumb. There's a thin line between love and stupidity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't let love make you stupid. You know, and I think a lot of people ignore red flags in the name of love. Mm-hmm. This woman, it's just like Travis Hunter, like his fiance. They exhibited red flags. And these dudes, in the name of love, ignore it. So when it comes back to hit them, don't go talk about all women this, all women that. No, she was showing you before.
Yeah.
Right. What you saying?
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry that nowadays, maybe back 100, 200 years ago when wealth wasn't that predominant, in America, where only like literally a handful of people had wealth and you needed to have somebody in your life. Because back then, people got married and had kids for the land. It wasn't about love. Back then, there was no Google, no Walmart, no Target. You lived off the land. So you needed to find a man or a woman to reproduce your labor, okay? Things have changed in 2025. Now, it's nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone. You want to share with somebody. I get it. But man, if you don't pick the right person, everything you worked hard for is out the door. And rapper dude, he can't build nothing because as soon as he become a millionaire, all of that is going to child support. All of it. He'll be 80 years old and they'll be taking child support out of his damn Social Security.
Well, this next story, it gets even better. So there's this Florida teacher under fire down in Florida for singing his birthday song. And I think sometimes, man, we make a big nothing, something out of nothing, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see the story, and then we're going to dive into this.
Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey. And you smell like one, two. Good job, everybody.
I don't like stuff like that.
Legend says the song hurt his feelings. His mother, Desiree Prather, says the teacher sent her the video, and she went straight to the main office.
I automatically said, that's unacceptable. And I don't think nothing's funny about it.
Prather says there's a history of Black people being described that way, which makes it extremely upsetting.
My skin is boiling. I don't even like racism, and to know where we come from and our ancestors, and for us to be labeled like that, because when they call us monkey, they basically saying that we're ugly, we act like a monkey and all this and that. I don't like that at all.
Polk County Public Schools district staff and the HR department are reviewing this. I followed up with additional questions, like, is this the first time this teacher has sung this song to students? And I also asked, while this is being reviewed, will the teacher still be in the classrooms? I've not heard back yet.
I don't play games about my child.
All right, so there they go. Teacher under fire in Florida.
Damo, that is a delicate line because let's take away the song and the teacher. That little boy is 5 or 6, right? He's about 5 or 6.
Yeah,
it don't take much to hurt a 5 or 6 year old's feelings, right? She could have said anything in that song, and if he took, because he's a child, he took it the wrong way, his feelings are hurt. So let's just take away the monkey and the zoo, because like you said, she was just a reference to Madagascar that every child has seen, and they've seen that song where she sung it to her in Madagascar. But way I fault her is she should have said that, like, before she sung. She's like, do you watch Madagascar? You like that cartoon movie? Do you remember the song? Is it okay if we sing that song for you? She was talking to trying to sing to him as if he had the understanding of where you coming from. Kids that young, you need to let them know where you're coming from before you do anything. So do I feel like the teacher's at fault? Nah. Do I feel like the mama has a right to be mad? Sort of. But the child is the center of what's going on. So to anybody, when you're about to approach a child, whether you a teacher or an adult or principal, let this child, especially at that age, let this child know what's coming up, so when they hear it, they're not running thinking the negative and you was thinking something else.
You know, here's the question I want to ask, right? And Stein, maybe you can share some insight on this. Do you think it would have been as big of a deal if the teacher was black singing it to him?
Not as big of a deal, but I still think it would have hurt the child's feelings. Because I've heard white people call white people monkeys. I have friends that call their white friends monkeys. But these are adults. They understand that it's just sarcasm. This is a child. So even if you didn't say monkey or zoo, you could have said something else that could have hurt that child's feeling. Go ahead, Damo.
Here's what I wanted to point out. If you see the child's demeanor in the classroom, totally different than when he with the mom.
And that's my point. There you go.
So then it makes me wonder, is it really that the child had an issue with it, or that the mother had an issue with it, and the child saying that the mother had an issue with it? So now all of a sudden, now the child got an issue with it because he's saying that it upset his mom. Because watching him in the classroom, he didn't seem that upset.
But remember, she sent the mama the video. That's how the mama found out. The teacher sent the mama the video. That's how the mama found out.
Right, which is what I wanted to go. I wanted to get to, because that proved that the teacher had no malintent. Now, the teacher might have been ignorant to the climate of race relationships in America today, because they couldn't be worse, and they're getting worse.
Every year.
They've been getting worse, and they're never going to get better. They're always going to get worse and worse, because we got the older generation does nothing but fail the younger generation, generation after generation after generation.
Right.
The older generation terribly fails the younger generation, right? Especially when it comes to the issue of race. But when I watch this, I am to the point with because I'm into politics. And I'm to the point now where, and I ask myself, do we need to go back to black only and white only restaurants? Do we need to go back to black and white only water fountains? Because it seemed like that everybody will be happy with that. They will be happy if all the white people had their neighborhood, all the Hispanics had their neighborhood, all the black people had their neighborhood, and you couldn't go where the other person went. It makes me think about that. Do we really need to get closer back to that? And then, if we do have anywhere where it's integration, then we don't want to hear you complain about racism. If you don't like how things are done here, then go back to your all-color community. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. But I just think, man, people are pushing for us to go back to where it's all black-only schools, black-only communities, white-only schools, white-only communities. They are fighting to go back to that. And I personally don't think people are going to be happy until we go all the way back to that. Then they're going to be happy.
That could be true. That could be.
Because I'm gonna tell you what you know what really made me think about this, and I've been thinking about it since we talked about the whole TSU incident.
Yeah.
Right? I was watching a Plies video, and Plies was like, why can't they leave us alone? And I was like, do you know how integration started? It started because we couldn't quit getting apple pies and going to white restaurants, and we wanted to go and integrate. That's how the whole stuff started. We had our own bus lines. Rosa Parks didn't have to get on that damn bus. We had our own bus lines. We had our own hospitals and movie theaters. Oh, they bombed it. Yes, but why do we have some of our people growing up, or they going to other communities that they didn't need to be a part of? It seemed like no matter what, man, you know what I'm saying, as the goal was to integrate, that people just get more and more miserable. And maybe I'm wrong. But man, you know, man, looking from the inside out and looking at the world, I'm like, man, you know, people complaining like we back in the 50s and 40s. Like, man, our ancestors would have gave their life. They actually did give their life to be where we at right now. And me, if there's somebody, I don't care what color they are, if they don't like me, guess what? I'm not going to be around them. That's easy fix. I'm not going to go where I'm not appreciated. If you don't like me, fine. You have the right to not like me. You know what I'm saying? If you disrespect me, I'm going to check you, but then I ain't going to be around. I'm going to say my piece and go about my way.
Well, then we have to ask the question: what was the true intentions of integration? Because when we were segregated, you had Black Wall Street, right? Everybody know that story where they had black schools, black businesses, and they thrived. And the white counties and the white people around it didn't like it, so that's why they went and destroyed that. Because they're like, how is this black community?
But they don't know the real story. The real story isn't that they just went in and just destroyed it. It was some events. They don't never talk about them events. They kind of made
absolutely. I just know. Yeah, that's true. But I just trying to shorten the story. So and that happened, right? So what was the true intentions on integrating if? Like you said, today it just sounds like people just want to be, because you know, is that in Virginia, West Virginia? Where's that place where those white people are building that community and only have whites only? Do you know what I'm talking about? Just like a couple of months ago.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. I think it was Virginia or West Virginia. They doing the same thing in Georgia. They got families, they got a black owner.
Right. So I guess you could be some legs to what you're saying on that. But as far as the narrative here, I just wish the mama and the teacher and the principal just had a conversation before it hit the news. Just have a conversation. You don't have to be all mad and be ready to fight and do it. Just say, hey, this my child didn't like it. What was your intentions? No. As soon as this happens, it has to hit the news. Now you're going to have Al Sharpton and everybody and their mama down there trying to figure out where this teacher racist. Like, come on, all that could have been avoided with just a conversation.
And guess what? Guess what they just did with that? Now that teacher don't want to teach any black kids. That, because she had no malintent. If she did, she would have never sent that to the mom.
Right.
She would have never sent that to the mom if she knew that could ruin her career. But you notice something else in these videos? You notice a big thing that's missing from these videos. Where was the dad? Where was the dad? This is why it's good to have a man that lead the household, because a man logically would have put emotions aside, right? I'm talking about a masculine man, and went and had a conversation.
The principal, yes.
And then there would have been some understanding. But when you got a woman that, you know, a majority of them so emotionally unstable that they don't listen to understand. They listen to respond. And that's what she did. She responded. She didn't go logically to this teacher and say, you know what, why don't I have a conversation with her, and then we go from there.
Right.
Because then I'm quite sure the teacher would have apologized to her, and you know, and would say, I meant nothing bad by it. Maybe they just need to take celebrating See, they're not gonna be happy. To them, they don't even celebrate birthdays in classes no more. That's where it's gonna head to. That school now gonna be like, you know what? We're not singing no happy birthday. We don't want no cupcakes. We don't want no celebrations. Nothing going on birthday-wise in school now, because it's gonna be.
And here's another example, Damo. Let's say she didn't do the song. Let's say she literally went and bought cupcakes and had little monkeys on the cupcakes, or bought a cake that had the design of a monkey from Madagascar. That child still would have went home, and the same thing would have happened. It just would have went from a video to a monkey on the cake, and the mama still would have had the same reaction.
I'm just aggravated. I know y'all can do this. I'm just aggravated by stuff like this because, man, I just really feel like, and because it's demoralizing, I really feel like people are fighting to go back to segregation. And the majority, especially if, people from our community, won't be happy until that happens. They're not going to be happy until everything is back where it was in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, without the Jim Crow and all that stuff. But when it goes back to segregation, oh no, you ain't got no jurisdiction of coming back over here. They're not going to be happy until then. Because you're never going to get everybody to like you and agree with you all the time.
You're not. Absolutely. You absolutely.
Everybody not going to like you. Why are we so hard? We want to be liked so bad by people. Why? I want respect, yeah. But,
And that is true. So the lesson is, and again, whether you're in the classroom, whether as a child outside in the neighborhood, whether you run into a child in the store, you just have to be, especially at that age, what you say and how you approach them, because we're adults. So our intentions are good, most of us. But a child can take it as something totally different. And I just believe that the child at one point in time was like, okay, but then he got around his mama saw the video, then her energy comes on, and then the child's like, you know what, I didn't think about it that way. Maybe she was trying to be disrespectful. Because children are so impressionable that fast. You can have a child right here that is, oh, she meant it really well, and then go home with the mom like, oh, she really was. Children, you gotta be careful with young children. And that's one of the things I have to teach these teachers that are teaching kindergarten and preschool and all this stuff. I don't think a bunch of teachers are racist. I don't think a bunch of teachers hate kids. I don't think a bunch of teachers are ill will. But we are dealing with children, and that's the bottom line.
If people are that concerned with it, can y'all homeschool y'all kids then?
Some people do.
Homeschool your child. That's the easy fix. Then you ain't got to worry about stuff like this happening. I'm getting to the point to my white brothers and sisters, man, for them not to want to be in our company, I get it. And it sucks to even say that. It sucks. I'm talking about wholeheartedly it sucks. But I get it for the ones that be like, man, I don't want to be around. Because, man, something small going to turn into something big. And I got to tiptoe. Because I don't want to be around anybody that I feel like I got to tiptoe around. If I can't be my authentic self around them, I don't want to be around them. No hard feelings toward them, but I don't want to be in their company.
True, Voodoo. They not only their minds voodoos, but their emotions are like sponges. Once you get into your teen years and prepubescent years, then you kind of can control your thoughts and your angers and your emotions. But not at that age. Not at that age. You can take a child at 9 a.m. be happy, and then that same child at 3 p.m. be sad, and ain't nothing happened. Just time has moved. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my whole thing about this whole subject that we should learn from. Just be careful when you're around children. Just be careful. That's all.
You know the other thing I learned, Stein? So this video is circulating on the internet, right? And there's a lot of elder women from the Black community talking about, I never heard this song, or I've never seen it. And the first thing that popped in my head? Who hasn't seen Madagascar? This is a very legendary part of Madagascar.
Correct.
So this showed me that a lot of y'all let the TV raise y'all kids. Y'all don't know what y'all kids watching. Y'all didn't know that this was something that been around for a while, that this was actually part of a kid's movie? So when your kid watched the movie, did you say, oh, that's racist? You're not allowed to watch the rest of that movie.
Two things.
Or did you let the TV raise your child? Why do we move the needle when it comes to racist stuff?
Because it's always going to be like that, my friend. You always going to have miserable people in this world. So there's no way getting around it. You know, even if she done everything right and the mama does everything right, you still going to have miserable people that's just going to be sad and miserable about anything you do in this world. They're just miserable. Now I'm not saying that the little boy's mama's miserable. I'm just talking about just in the general things that you just going to have those people. Does the little boy's mama have a right to be mad? Yes. Does she have a right to confront the teacher and the principal? Yes. Does she feel like her son was being disrespected? Okay, because if it was our children or we were children, mama, that's fine. But what me and Damo are saying is when you had that feeling, all you had to do was just set up a meeting with the principal and the teacher. And if she was like, I'm sorry, there's no ill will, they came from Madagascar, it'll never happen again, all is done. And that's it. Putting it out on the news to stir up emotions that are going on in today's society right now, that should have been the last thing to do. Because it'd be different, Damo, if the principal was like, I don't care, or if the teacher was like, I don't care, or if the principal didn't take the meeting, she was calling the schools, nobody answered. She didn't go that route first. She went the TV route first. I'm like, well, why would you go that route first? Because the hell, we don't even know if the principal is black. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know none of these things. So that's what I'm saying. And if this woman was truly that racist, why would she send it to you to listen to?
Not only that, Sky, right? But none of us would know about it. None of us would know about this, right? Only the mama I'm quite sure, got that video. So guess who shared it with everybody? Yeah. The mama. The mama made it to everybody now got eyes on this. Because you and I, or the people that's following us, they wouldn't have known that this had taken place. So they're not going to be happy. I think a lot of folks aren't going to be happy until we resegregate.
Yeah. And again, you could have some legs on that too, but I mean, even with people who got young kids and grandkids and all of these things, y'all know how it is to deal with young children. It's just, I wish this had never happened, but if you do something that's not ill will or good intent, again, just make sure the child is understanding what's going on at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. Or this, you know what they need to do? Just don't cut it out. Just cut the whole celebration of birthdays out the school. Cut it out.
Yeah, Voodoo, because hell, coming up, I had to have thick skin because them old black ladies talked about me so bad, you don't have a choice. I remember when I got into the wrestling business, they said you have to have thick skin. I said, well, I had that back when I was 3 and 4. Because hell, you talking about somebody who meant what they said. If them old black women said you was a monkey, it wasn't no song. You know what I'm saying? If they said you stink, it wasn't no song. So trust me, yeah, you're right. If they were raised like we were, we kind of wouldn't have that. And then the old black women that raised me in the neighborhood was some of the same old black women that were my teachers in school coming up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. Things are now sensitivity and all this old stuff. I got it. But at the end of the day, that little boy was still a child. He looked like he was about 6 or 7. So I just wish, I hope that they can get past it. He can go back to school, playing with his friends, and just, let it go. Now, and bitches hear them legs. Well, you're right about that. I think that's why my legs got so big, Voodoo, because they needed to grow because them switches was tearing the legs up.
Man, and them paddles. Hell, and them paddles too, man. Which they bring it back, and they talk about bringing them back. I forget where at. I got to find that story, but they're talking about bringing them paddling back. I seen that going on my timeline this week. I just didn't have time to snatch the story, but maybe we'll talk about that in the next coming weeks. That's pretty interesting. I think they need to bring ass whoopings back. I think adults need their ass whooped. I'm telling you, man. I think some adults need to get their ass paddled. But that's for neither here nor there. What we are going to switch to right now is the government shutdown. This government shutdown It has been shut down for going on 7 days. I don't think the government's going to open up for a while. I think it's going to remain shut down for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get ugly, y'all. And y'all know the crazy part is, Trump don't give a damn, because Trump like, this is my last term in office anyway. I can't run back. I can't run it over again. So, man, y'all can't do nothing to, you know, agitate the dude. You know what I'm saying? You're at the mercy of him. But, man, it's like he trolling. He kind of know that he trolling the hell out of liberals. So I got to play this video of this, and then we guys going to talk about this craziness. Not our great government. You know what? I don't even give a damn if they shut down anyway. I'm telling you, but this is fun.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
So that was the meme, man, that caught fire, and they got a whole bunch of them, y'all. I don't know how frequent, man. I don't frequent Facebook as frequent as I used to, but every time I get on, it's a new. But that's the latest one. That was the first one that ignited all this.
You know what? I just feel bad for the people who's losing their jobs or about to lose their jobs. I feel bad for the people who are going to have to work and not get paid. They will, if the government opens back up, they'll get retro pay. But imagine going to work knowing that you're not going to get paid that week, in 2 weeks, that month. Imagine it. And then the ripple effect, because people getting laid off can't find jobs, or people are working and ain't getting paid. Well, if they can't pay their bills, they're not going to come to wrestling and baseball games and football games. They're not going to eat at McDonald's. So it's just a ripple effect of what's going to happen. I told somebody the other day, the only way to keep money in this world, you have to be on the negative side of everything. You have to be the repo man, the person that knocks on the door to give the letters, the funeral homes, the guy that digs the funeral homes, the police, like anything that's going to stop crime or do negativity. Those people are okay. But anything on the positive side, you probably go under. Nobody's buying wrist bracelets and jerseys and all that stuff, because you can't afford to do it. And if I have a business that relies on food stamps, Section 8, and people working, and all that's gone, well, my business is gone. So at the end of the day, I think that's just what's getting me about the government, because they will still get paid. They will. The president, Congress, they'll still get paid. Certain people still get paid, but I think some of the military won't. Some of the essential workers for the federal government won't. It'll slow down the IRS, the Department of Justice, and so anybody, if we go to
SSI,
yeah, we go to,
I think SSI people on SSI.
Yeah, and I've been asking folks about that. Anybody gets SSI, Social Security, or if you file your income tax early and you don't get your return until October 2026, that's the ripple effect right there, and that's what gets me when they shut down. Now, is half of that stuff true? I don't know, because I'm not into politics. I don't know if anybody wants to give illegal aliens millions of dollars or see what transgenders look like in the future. Like, I have no clue. All I know is these are supposed to be the smartest people of society. That's why we elect them. They're supposed to be smarter than us. That's why they're supposed to run the government. And if they shut down, then who's smarter than who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is tragic, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no end in sight. You know what I mean? I will say this, because I'm not sure if Democrats are advocating for illegal immigrants to have health care, but if they are, bullshit. Not as high as our premiums is and stuff. You got to pay for health insurance, and then when you go in there, you're still high. Hell no, you better not be getting nothing for free. Hell.
Yeah,
Chicago, I know they was giving them free housing. It was something that came over in 22, 24. They were new homeowners. What's that?
Right.
I know we need to fight against that stuff now.
But Damo, you said we on day 7, right? And Trump is still sending National Guards to, I think, Oregon, right? And Memphis. So imagine some of them people are going to go into these cities and put their lives on the line for free. Like those National Guards that's probably still in Chicago, maybe, I don't know. They're going to go and fight crime for free because they won't be getting paid because of the federal government.
Yeah.
So how do you expect people to want to protect you if they ain't getting paid for their job?
Man. It's all bad, man. I just gonna say that.
Yeah, and so
bad. People that's on them benefits, man. This is why I just don't, believe in depending on the government.
Yeah.
Just don't believe in it, man. I think when you depending on the government, man, you're playing a deadly game of Russian roulette.
But think about this. Name something the government don't tax, regulate, or own.
Yeah.
So even if we don't directly depend on the government, we still affected by their laws and shutdowns. Because there's a lot of us that's going to work, like the McDonald's that we talked about. 4 of them, or did we talk about that? 4 of them is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Was it Chicago that's closing?
Yeah.
So so think about all those workers that's losing their jobs. Think about everybody, all the truck drivers because of the tariffs or whoever said them are not getting. So it's going to eventually affect us because somebody's going to need a heart monitor. Somebody's going to need a crutch. Somebody's going to need an asthma machine. It's going to take an extra 3 weeks to get there. Oxygen tank, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And if Amazon don't already have it in the building, I mean, it's just sad that the people sometimes have to struggle because the folks on Capitol Hill is having a pissing contest.
I'm intrigued to see when it's all going to end. What's going to be the result of what compromise or they got to come to some kind of compromise. So I'm intrigued by what that compromise is going to be. I'm just saying, buckle up, y'all, because man, I think they think they're sending a message to Trump, but I don't think they really realize who the hell they dealing with. Trump don't give a damn, and he told them, man, look, man, if y'all ain't looking out for the American people first, this is what it's gonna be. I don't think, and what I don't like is there's not a clear understanding to the American people of what it is, of what they can't come to some kind of agreement on. Like we, as American people, they give us tad bits and pieces, but in real, in thorough definition or in detail, we don't really know. And I wish there was a way for us to know.
Nope, it's called classified information.
It's classified.
And the crazy part is that right now the debt supposedly is at $37 trillion. What they're fighting over is the budget. And the biggest part of the budget is just selling debt to China and all these other countries. That's it. That's why they say they're out of money, because they're going to do stocks and bonds. They're going to sell them to rich countries or other countries and say you can hold these stocks and bonds for 30, 40 years and they'll be worth X amount. Well, they can't agree on this budget, so they're not printing these stocks and bonds to sell to China and whoever else. So we would just sit here and... Did you see the one about the woman who went into the food stamp office, the older lady? And she's like, I got 9 kids. 9 kids. Yes, 9 kids. And she said, I'll have to go out here and steal if I got to, because they have cut off my food stamp and I can't afford. That's what's about to happen.
But when that happens, you know what happens? You know the repercussions of that? That business shuts down and then they relocate. So now all of a sudden, where it took you 10 minutes to get to a grocery store, now it's taking you 45 minutes.
That's right.
So you said who's going to work in them fields? Man, the same people that worked in them before. Man, let me tell y'all something. They, when this whole situation came out, where they were talking about, well, who's going to do these migrant jobs? The people that was doing on them before Michael. And
hey, Voodoo, thank you for your service, Voodoo.
Man, there were people working in factories and working in fields before migrants were here. There was, man, if y'all remember, 30 years ago, there was mostly a lot of black and white people on them construction jobs. Now you look at those construction jobs and who on them now by great majority. Mm-hmm. So it's not like that nobody would do them jobs. Oh, they'll do them if they opened up. The issue that people got is you're trying to pay them less than me. I'm asking for 15. They're saying, well, we'll do the job at 8. Well, how does that help me out? Because now you done undercut me. They're doing that with our jobs overseas when they just sent these factories out overseas. Basically, what it was is because we were asking for the costing living wages, and they was like, well, rather than pay y'all, and I'm not pocketing this money, why not go over to this country, do a deal with them, pay their citizens less? I'll make more money because I'm selling back to you, so I don't lose any money. I'm actually gaining money. That's what they doing.
And it's crazy because I can take my company overseas and pay these people a nickel an hour, and then I used to charge you $10 for the product, and I'm gonna charge you $15. So not only did I cut my overhead, God, I've raised my profits. So then I go on here and I sell my stock from $75 to $275 because the bottom line has said I've cut my overhead and I've raised my It's a game. It is a game of Monopoly. And boy, if you don't, and I ain't trying to tell people to get into
it is Monopoly. You're right, Scott. Right. You're absolutely right.
And I ain't trying to tell people to get into politics because there's a lot of emotions in the politics. But if you are a logical thinker like me, I'll get into it because once you find out how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, you can never turn around. You can never turn around. You can't unsee and unknow what you know, and that's the killer part.
Yeah. But you're right, Scott. You're absolutely right. It is monopoly. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is them companies, the company overhead, they sell us the same product for the same prices, but now we got to buy it. But guess what? Now we struggling to buy it because we ain't got no job. We used to have that job.
Yeah. And that's capitalism at its best. You get the raw materials in bulk for cheap. I mean, Walmart does it all the time, and then sell it to the consumer for a profit. And I had to learn that when I was at MTSU, I had to learn how Walmart makes their money. They make it in turnovers. So every 100 and something days, Walmart has turned over that store. Can you imagine? They could have 10 to 20,000 products, but every 100 and something days, they have turned over that store, which means every product, every brand, they have ordered and brought back to the store, and that's how they make their money in bulk. And that's why they're putting all these other people out of business, because I can't buy them. Well, now you can with BJ's and all these other places. But prior to that, small people couldn't buy in bulk, and they can. So, yes, that's capitalism. And a lot of people don't like capitalism. I'm like, you don't like capitalism, you ain't learned how to play the game. Right? Can we go back to children for 1 second, Damo? When you have children playing the game, what is the one thing that pisses them off? Don't change the rules in the middle of the game. But when children don't want to play games, it's because they don't understand the rules. People who don't like capitalism, in my opinion, is because you ain't learned. I took the time to learn. I wanted to know what was going on. Now, you couldn't take me out of capitalism. Go ahead, Damo.
Well, let me tell you this too, Sky. Yeah. The biggest thing when it comes to capitalism that we don't know, they don't teach it in schools. Mm-hmm. And I literally had to go, and thank God for the internet. This is why the power of the internet. The internet allows us to connect with people from other places in the world that 30, 40 years ago we didn't have access to. And you know what I learned since doing that? Mm-hmm. The value of the dollar. Because they don't teach us that. We don't understand that the dollar is like 5-10 times the amount as the Philippine ruble, or the Colombian ruble, or the Venezuelan ruble. See, we don't understand currency. See, it's important for us to and I'm going to tell you why it's important for us to understand currency. Because then we understand why these companies want to go over into other countries and have the products made there.
That's right.
Because then $200, you know, $1,000 here is different than $1,000 there.
Absolutely.
See, it's $1,000 here, but over there it's $200. So what you gonna do? Of course you're gonna go ahead and move your company to save on your overhead in another country. And then you get the sale back. This is where Trump was tariffing. This is a part of the importance of tariffing other countries.
Right.
Because they weren't allowing us to, well, when we got companies over here to manufacture and ship into their countries, they weren't allowing that without a high price. But they wanted us to allow, because we're the biggest consumers. So they wanted us to go ahead and allow them to ship their products over here so they can capitalize off of Americans. So that understanding of currency and how that works and the value, the difference in the value of it is very important, and they don't teach it. And the question we got to ask is why? Why they don't teach currency? People travel all the time.
Yep, $100,000 here could be $1 million in another country. You make $100,000 here, you go to another country and live like a king and queen. But
you can make their country unstable.
Yeah. But now I don't ask that question. No young person can ever come to me, no matter the color, and say why. You have the power of AI and the internet. You don't need to go to college, and unless you're going to be a brain surgeon or a doctor, go to college. But I'm just saying, most of the time, you don't need to go to college to learn what you need to learn. And yes, Voodoo, they do make that per day. That is true. Just like most McDonald's, they make about $5 million a year. I know I talked to somebody who's a regional manager, but that's not their profit. So yes, they do make about $50,000, $75,000 a day. But once you think about their overhead and employees and the freight, it's turning over that product as fast as they can. That's how they make their profits. So their growth, yes, you're right, Voodoo. That's absolutely correct. But I'm talking about the profits that they're going to put on their spreadsheet to the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission. That's the part I was talking about. So yeah, so once you learn these things, how McDonald's really make it, like the movies, right? I was talking to a friend the other day. Do you know how much these people get charged per movie? So let's say a movie comes out, let's say John Wick, and the theater has 4 big rooms for John Wick. The studios might charge $100,000 per reel. I don't even know if they still use reels, but per reel. So that's $400,000 that my movie theater has to buy to put it into 4 different theater rooms. When you buy the tickets to come in, that's just to repay them. I make my money off concessions. That's how I make my money and pay my employees, is off concessions and pay the people that cleans, not the ticket prices, because the ticket prices is what's paying the studios for them charging me all this money to even put, and that's just one movie. Most theaters got like 20 rooms. So for those 20, it's just John Wick. The other one is Madagascar. So you have all these, so the overhead is so expensive. I understood why a lot of people went to other countries to have things made. But the consumer, you don't see it that way. They're rich. They can do this. They can do that. You don't, unless you own that side of the fence. Never tell somebody what they can and can't do. Yeah, colleges, and now I know that after I spent all that money, Voodoo, that's when I realized it was a scam. But I never chose, because I went in 2007 to 2013, so I didn't know college was a scam until the internet and AI came out. Go ahead, Damo.
I knew it was scam. But Jonathan Crockett solidified that as being a scam to me. Because anytime somebody that's supposed to be as articulate as she is, talking about just because you commit a crime, that don't make you a criminal, tells me everything I need to know.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we played that on the show where she said, just because, maybe we did. Just because you commit a crime, that don't make you a criminal. But when you got college supposed to be educated people saying stuff like that, it lets me know right now college is an absolute scam.
You know what, Voodoo? I wish that was my tuition was just a hot dog and a handshake. But if the people start making me pay back my student loans, I might be in trouble too. So, but I don't regret going, because again, that's just my age. I went to a 2-year community college, which was free at the time. It might not be free no more. And then, of course, when you go to big universities, you have to pay. I knew what I wanted to do in life, and I thought, all my awards up here from school. When people come talk to me, they're like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Now, you don't have to go to college to know what you're talking about now because of the internet and AI, and so many people are putting stuff out here. You should be one of the smartest people in your family if you just take time to read a book and research. You can't believe everything on the internet, okay? But read a book and research. You just don't know how rich and smart you'll be.
Yep.
And you're right. It's the connections that you make and learning things that sometimes another person wouldn't teach you. That's true. And college is no different than high school, middle school, elementary. It just teaches you how to deal with people. Nothing in this world is more horrible or harder than dealing with people. If it wasn't for people, I would still be in my very first job. In 1995, I was making $6.05 an hour working at McDonald's. If I didn't have to deal with people, I would still be there in 2025 making $6.05 an hour. If you don't know how to deal with people, I don't care what you do in this world. There are nurses and doctors that are quitting. They're making $300,000-$400,000 a year that are quitting their job because of people. Dealing with people, not the job itself. People. If you don't know how to deal with people, you're going to have a long, hard life. And to me, that's kind of one of the cons of homeschooling because you're in that safety net. But one day, your child has to turn 18 and come out of that home and learn how to deal with everything that you didn't teach them in the home. And so, again, it's always a give and take in this world.
Man, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Man, I've got so much crazy stuff that I need to go ahead and share with y'all. These shows are going to get more and more interesting, I'm telling you. And we have fun every Tuesday. Y'all make it fun. I'm telling you, y'all make this very enjoyable.
Yes. I enjoyed it. I never thought in my life I'd be able to do it. Like a few years ago, before me and you started, I would see people doing it all the time, or what they call video podcasting, so to speak. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I can sit in front of a camera and just talk. But you made it fun, Damo. You brought the excitement and all this stuff to it and made it educational and people can talk. So it just feel like
man, I couldn't do this without you, man. You know what I'm saying? We a good team.
Absolutely. And it feel like we're just talking to a bunch of friends, right? And that's what we're doing. You can agree or disagree, but it's okay. We all come from different walks of lives. It's okay. That's why we just having these conversations. But I agree. Thank you for letting me be a part of the show.
And you know what, guys? This is a place where men can have conversations. Men, women, and women too. But it's a place where men can literally share their opinion because there's not many places we can go. There's not, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for something right now because a friend of mine got a boxing match tonight that's here, and I'm going to show y'all, if y'all looking for somewhere where to get tickets. Cool. So I'm looking for that right now. Here we go. So there's a boxing match tonight, 7:30, and you can buy tickets at countrybox247.com. That is, again, countrybox247.com. The main belt is going to be Carbonell versus Williams, the box war, or the country box war. So make sure y'all go. If y'all got nothing going on tonight and y'all want to go to a boxing match, go to countrybox247.com, man. I hope you guys could go there. And shout out to Jay, man. Jay is a really good dude. If y'all want to contact him, go to thehaystackapp.com. So y'all can contact Jay at thehaystackapp.com. All right, so I just wanted to put that out there to help plug that in. Sky, man, you got anything going on tonight or anything you want to go ahead and push?
Right now, I just want to give the shout outs to Nash, Voodoo, Faith. I'm trying to figure out what the emails that was on here. Voodoo, Faith. Okay, thank y'all so much. I guess that was it. Nash, Voodoo, Faith, Again, you said Miranda G. Her birthday is Thursday. Shouts out to her.
Birthday coming up.
Don't forget, y'all, tonight, the D-Bling Radio Show, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com. Tune in. Thanks to everybody who listens every week. And then on Thursdays, we have a new show called Elite One Radio Show. So I'll be promoting that on Thursdays. Thanks to everybody who's going to come and listen to that. And then last but not least, me, JDV, we're heading to Sims, Illinois. Redneck Championship Wrestling.
Nice.
To go and have some fun.
That's what I wanted to ask you about,
Huh?
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Because right now we are working on an online magazine.
Yes.
So anybody that got a wrestling event that's coming up within November or December, please send me the ad for it so we can help promote.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
We would gladly promote it. The first 2 months, man, it's going to be free. And then if anybody after that, man, we'll have a small free coming 2026 for the people that want to continue to.
I got you, Voodoo. Hey, y'all, don't forget about TIWF in Trenton, Tennessee. TIWF in Trenton, Tennessee. So if you in that area, y'all having a show this Saturday, Voodoo? If you're in that area this Saturday, October 11th, please go out and support that company. And Voodoo, did you hear what he just said? It's every Saturday night. Talk to Damo here. He just said about promoting in his magazine. So I don't know if it's you or whoever runs TIWF, if they want to be in a magazine, he just said that.
Yeah, we looking for advertising. Yeah. And, we're not going to charge anybody until 2026. But right now, we're trying to get everything off the ground. So if they want to promote, we're looking for, it's a sports magazine. It's actually a swimsuit magazine that we want to add advertising.
Right.
So, yeah, man, go ahead, inbox me. Just like, how you be sharing the flyers and whatnot. Inbox those for me, Sky.
Gotcha.
I'd be glad to promote.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you still do the marketing and advertisement on this show, like at the bottom of the screen or in the background on your TV. Get it there with that too, Voodoo, or anybody else that's just watching this. Because one thing about anybody that owns a company, they're trying to get it out to as many people as possible. So, please hit up Mr. Damo so he can get with y'all on that.
And you know what, y'all? I do a lot of short videos. So, if they wanted to go into the online magazine, it's not going to be no charge. But if they sent us like 50, for example, we will put it on all of our we will advertise it on our short videos, which actually get a lot more views. So, if they wanted to go ahead and do business, we would gladly. Because we're not trying to overcharge anybody for no advertisement. We're still trying to grow ourselves. We're very fair and we can negotiate. But I would love to cross promote. Looking to cross promote.
Yep. Your net worth is your net worth. So, yeah, absolutely.
Because actually, to tell y'all the truth, any money that we make from advertisement, I want to take that and throw it back into advertising, like this show and other stuff. That ain't stuff that's going to be pocketed out. We trying to build. So that's money that's just going to go really back into advertising for more views.
There you go. See, that's what I'm saying. Capitalism 101. That's the 101 fundamentals. There you go.
Yeah. Do he follow me? Sky, give him my page so he can follow me and I can follow him.
I will link Voodoo with your page. Yeah, absolutely. Gotcha. So y'all can follow each other. But yeah, he's saying every Saturday night, 401 West 1st Street in Trenton, Tennessee. So yeah, that's West Tennessee, y'all. So if y'all in that area, y'all go, please, every Saturday night, support your local wrestling. That's great. Send that to him, please. Much thanks. Gotcha.
Nice, man. Well, Sky, you want to go ahead and close it
Well,
up?
again, like I said, I said it, the D-Bling Radio Show tonight, Wrestling Saturday, Trenton, Tennessee this Saturday, TIWF. Shouts out to you, Voodoo, Rafe, Naj, and on Instagram we had Becca Baby 2004 and Coleman.JamesC on Instagram. Thank y'all again. Like, share, tell everybody about it, and we want to thank everybody who supports this and support us. And again, Damo, thank you for allowing me to come on this journey with you for these last, I get what, 2.5 years or how long we've been doing this?
Man, yeah. Yeah, and it's been a fun ride, man. I think we've, experienced a lot.
Yes.
Me and Sky had plenty of technical issues, man, and a whole lot, man. If we just keep trucking along, man, I don't think I could have done this with anybody else but Sky. So the honor is all mine, really. I mean, that.
Amen.
And y'all, we out till next week or the week after, man. We'll keep y'all updated. Y'all can go into my stories. Every topic that we talk about, I'm gonna start posting it in my stories so y'all can see it. Get an idea. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.